From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Last year was the busiest year on record for Gallatin County Search and Rescue. Next, we'll hear how this winter is shaping up compared to last year.
And there's a new commissioner of political practices. We'll meet him and see how the small agency has taken a big task on here coming up.
All right, 6:30 on this Tuesday. Beautiful view over southwest Montana. Chet Lehman, Jane McDonald, and Matt Elwell.
It is lovely out there.
It is beautiful. Never a dull day.
No, I like it. Me too.
Matt?
I'm not complaining. Temperatures this morning actually fairly warm for most of the area, and I think the afternoon follows suit. Anytime we see the temperatures warm up, we add wind, it seems like.
It was nice yesterday afternoon.
It really
as I
was.
slid halfway down my driveway.
Trying to chip off
Sheen of,
that
oh,
ice.
that sheen of water that was on the top.
Ooh.
I didn't realize it went out to the mailbox in my slippers.
One of these days, Chet, you will learn.
once.
20 degrees in West Yellowstone, 30s for most of the area. Our temperature should warm up. And then the cloud cover begins to move in as you get past the noon hour. We'll see these clouds thicken up ahead of this next system. I do expect to see at least a light layer of snow by tomorrow afternoon for most of southwest Montana. Enjoy the warmer temperatures while they're here. Daytime highs into the mid to upper 30s for today, but it is going to be breezy. I'm going to break down that forecast, talk about the wind and what's leading into the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, search and rescue volunteers, they jump into calls and jump into action at a moment's notice.
As MTN's Kristen Merkel reports, they've been especially busy this winter.
In the past 2 weeks, Gallatin County Search and Rescue has received 6 calls, 2 south of Big Sky and 4 outside of West Yellowstone. I spoke with one of the volunteers involved in some of these rescues about why he continues to answer the call.
Most of the calls we've had in the last month are all snowmobile rescues, either broken bones or lost and needed help finding their way out.
Big Sky section manager Mark Bradford says he joined Search and Rescue because he wanted to do what he thought someone else could do for him.
I joined Search and Rescue, a long time ago, and one of the reasons that I wanted to do it was I always felt like if I was injured in the Basque Country that, I'd want me to come rescue me.
He says Search and Rescue is no walk in the park.
I always tell people that want to join Search and Rescue that, it's never when you're sitting around on a Sunday afternoon waiting for a call to come. It's usually when you have a kid's basketball game to go to, or it's Christmas Eve and you're trying to go to church, that you have to kind of jump in and go to action.
Last year, Search and Rescue's annual report says there were 140 missions, 36 searches, and 89 rescues. Captain of Search and Rescue Scott Secor says although call volume is high, it's about the same as last year so far.
This year is actually right in line with last year, but to be fair, last year was a record year for us.
He believes the influx of population around Gallatin County is why these rescue numbers continue to grow.
I think with the amount of people moving to Gallatin County, you have to assume that the influx of population mixed with the access to the outdoors that we have here, those two things combined together just creates kind of the perfect storm for a high call volume search and rescue.
He says it's important to keep a communication device handy as well as travel with a partner in the backcountry and recognize all the hard work the volunteers do to keep you safe.
It's nice when people recognize the good work that our volunteers are doing and really realize that they're going out at all times of the day, at all hours to rescue complete strangers.
In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, NTN News.
Well, apparently it's been a busy winter for a lot of emergency service providers here in southwest Montana.
Right.
In just the first month of this year, the Butte Fire Department already had almost 400 calls for service and more structure fires than usual.
Well, and in 2022, the Butte Fire Department had just over 4,600 calls for service with a total of 143 fires and 48 structure fires. It was one of the department's busiest years. In terms of call volume, in 2023 is starting to look like a busy year too. The fire department is prepared for a busy year, and once one probationary firefighter is hired, the department will be fully staffed.
That is such great
That's
news
great
for
news.
Butte. 6:32 now. Governor Greg Gianforte's choice to be Montana's top political cop already started his new job as the state Senate prepares to consider his confirmation.
MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Amberian introduces us to the new Commissioner of Political Practices.
Chris Gallus, an attorney who lives in Helena, has just started his third week of work at the Montana Commissioner of Political Practice's office. He began a few days after Governor Greg Gianforte appointed him to the position, and says he's working to get up to speed quickly.
It's been a whirlwind.
The Commissioner's Office is one of the state's smallest agencies with just 6 employees, but it has a big task, overseeing campaign finance disclosure and ethical standards for legislators, public officers, and state employees, and investigating campaign and lobbying complaints.
I think the office serves a vital capacity for that in terms of gathering the information, getting that information out or accessible to the public. Then when there are problems with that, enforcing the laws to make sure that what we're doing is transparent.
Gallus, a Butte native, has been a longtime attorney, often working on cases involving ballot measures. He acknowledges he's frequently represented conservative groups and individuals in his law work, but pledges he can serve impartially in the role.
Balance and fairness is critical to this position. I fully intend to conduct the affairs of the office and myself in that way.
The Montana Senate will now consider whether to confirm Gallus to a full 6-year term. Senate President Jason Ellsworth, a Republican, says senators are already getting to know him.
The governor is going to put somebody forward that, ultimately he wants to see confirmed, and somebody that's reasonable. And I think the governor's done that. We've had that nomination come and actually speak to Democrats, Republicans, both sides of the aisle in the House and in the Senate. And we're encouraging those discussions to continue to happen.
When Gallus applied for the position, some Democratic leaders raised concerns, saying he had defended clients with questionable campaign practices. Senate Minority Leader Pat Flowers says his party wants to make sure the commissioner is committed to nonpartisanship and making sure campaigns run fairly.
Every conversation I've had with Mr. Gallus, he's reinforced his commitment to that intent. As we go through the confirmation process, I'm sure he'll be asked over and over again how he'll approach his administration of the Commissioner of Political Practices. And with that, I think we'll be able to make a really informed decision.
Gallus's confirmation hearing hasn't been put on the schedule yet, but it should happen sometime in the coming weeks. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Well, a medical training program has a new patient, one unlike any other.
This is very cool. Clayton Sandell introduces us to the robot checking into the hospital, all for the good of humankind.
I'm just going to take a listen to your heart.
At Pickens Technical College in Aurora, Colorado.
Are you having difficulty breathing?
Nursing students are treating a very special patient.
This is Hal 5301. So he is the newest and most advanced medical simulator really on the planet.
Hal is helping students using a first-of-its-kind feature, a brain that uses artificial intelligence.
Can you give me your name, please?
Hal Gomer.
Hal is listening and can answer questions about his condition.
What is your date of birth?
My birthday is the 9th of September, 1982.
Okay, great. What brings you in today?
I have a really bad headache.
Can you describe your headache for me?
My pain is crushing.
Oh, and on a scale of 0 to 10, how bad is your pain?
About an 8 out of 10.
Hal simulates dozens of medical conditions, from heart attack to stroke.
We do have this facial droop that is occurring. So we're seeing the weakness on the entire left side of the body.
Shine a light and his pupils dilate. He sweats.
He has a little bit of, sweat coming down his brow.
And even cries.
This is like science fiction. This is the future of healthcare and healthcare education.
The medical simulator market is worth about $2 billion today, and it's growing, expected to double by the end of the decade, as robotic patients like Hal get more and more realistic.
What sets him apart is the animatronics. You can see his head moving, looking towards me. You can see his eyes moving, his eyes blinking.
Instructors like Amy Simons say that when simulated patients seem more real, like a newborn baby,
this is grunting, this is respiratory distress.
The medical care actually gets better.
The ability for them to suspend disbelief is crucial. This is suddenly a real baby.
If a student can come into the room and it feels like a real life scenario, they're more likely to give it their very best.
They're a little more
And-
empathetic.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see with him crying right now, I kind of feel bad for him. I want to start like comforting him and making him feel better.
Hal isn't cheap, coming with a $100,000 price tag, but the school and the students say he's worth it.
I didn't know about this until I got here, and it's amazing that we get this opportunity to learn.
Finally, with a name like Hal,
open the pod bay doors, Hal.
We were curious to see how he would answer a burning question.
Can you open the pod bay doors, please?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
No way. That is amazing. See, that's a new... Did not know that existed.
You didn't know he did that?
Not at all. Thank you. I'm going to use that in the orientation from now on.
Hal 5301, helping students master some very serious medical procedures, but occasionally with a sense of humor. I'm Clayton Sandell reporting.
I've never been more creeped out in a positive way in my entire life than that story.
Because
right
I
there.
know how.
I'm still okay with that robot being the patient. The
Yeah.
minute I walk into a doctor's office and the robot is my doctor,
It's over.
out of here.
You're
I'm
out
into
of
the
here.
mountains. I'm
Layman
out.
is out with a puff
Not
smoke.
happening.
Yeah.
Open the pod bay doors. Hal.
Yeah, no, I can't do that for you, Chet. I
So
know.
good. So good.
It is 6:38 when Montana This Morning returns.